Hey YouTube, Moose Cow here, reporting at you from the great city of Chicago. I got my first recap of our very first Bloodbath rule set game, and it's a game changer, all right. Here are our first round of casualties and other things. So we've only played one round, and again, all three of us are new to this, so probably going a little slower than normal. In comparison to experienced players, but this is a game changer. If you haven't played BBR yet, it is everything it's cracked up to be, and it will reveal that instantly to you. At least it has to us. So, yeah, a lot of activity, a lot of Japanese stuff. I guess, I'll let you take a guess as to what that means. So, going over here, Mike as the Axis. He has not declared war against Russia. No G1 against Russia yet. He took out France, except for Normandy. And, let's see, took out Yugoslavia, activated Finland, and minimal railing. He built a complex in Romania. And let's see, he went after the UK naval units in 111, leaving the units in 110 alone. And he knocked out the Canadian units in 106, and he knocked out the cruiser in 91. Then, let's see, what else? Landed a fighter and a attack in Rome. Did all sorts of this stuff. He also built a transport. The destroyer is a BBR addition to the setup. The Soviet Union has fortified quite nicely. That's supposed to be in there. Making fine use of the railing ability. Got to tank down the Caucasus. You got this situation over here. No war between the Soviets and Japan yet. And I moved my submarine over here. Let's see. Okay. Then, let's see. Japan did the usual pushes into China since the Soviet units pulled back from Amur. So gradual push into China. Everything landing in Guangxi, right there, and we had ourselves a J1, a medium success J1. I'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, he walked in, took French Indochina, he took out Kwangtung, took out the battleship there, took out those territories there. He took out the U.S. Naval units that started in 26, and then he tried to invade the Philippines, and he designated the fighters to the Philippines, and he went too light against the naval units here. So Rick opted to scramble, and it was terrible. He actually was with a fighter, a destroyer, and a submarine defending. He was able to wipe out a sub, 2 destroyers, I think it was 2 destroyers, and an aircraft carrier, because the aircraft carrier units were designated to attack the Philippines. Crazy, right? So the fighter survived and landed back in the Philippines, which then went over to help out in Yunnan. This is another aircraft carrier that came down from 6 so that the fighters could land there. However, that meant that the fighters that went over here to wipe out these units, the U.S. didn't get any hits over here, but they were lost. They had to crash and burn. So crazy, right? So that carrier, the other carrier, they were able to land over there. And then the other units was like 2 destroyers, a sub, and a cruiser wiped out from the American rebuttal. So not too great over there. U.S. is in the war. Got 5 FPCs for having the Philippines. No pot shot at Anzac. Anzac is doing this. Sent a fighter to Malaya. Canada just saved their money. Didn't do anything crazy. Canadian units were the destroyer and sub were eliminated by that U-boat, which will be eventually doomed from the Americans because he's not going to be able to get out of range. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like at Canada over there. Canada just saved their money. The star of the show right now is Italy, though. So I am the UK and Russia, and this is, for all intensive purposes, this is a bit of a playtest for us. So the Toronto raid in our group is for out of box is pretty. It's a given. It's like a guarantee it's going to happen. It's something like the UK has to do. So I opted to try and do it because he didn't send the German AAA. He didn't disperse the German AAA. He sent them all to Holland, Belgium, and he left them in Germany. So I only had to worry about 2 AAA here. So I sent my 2 British fighters and a British strategic bomber, and sure enough, I lost a fighter. Then here, I can't remember if the battleship, if the Italian battleship lost a fighter, but it was basically it was a 2-round suicide run. Basically, I was able to knock out a cruiser, the battleship, and 1 German fighter, but I lost everything else. So Italy has 3 transports. He then took all those transports and invaded Malta, where surprisingly my infantry, my bomber, and my AAA that were there managed to eliminate 3 out of the 5 infantry that invaded. Granted, I still lost it. Additionally, I sent a fighter from Gibraltar over here to try and knock out the destroyer, and I lost it. The destroyer also survived. UK had a bad luck rolling this round. UK invaded Eastern Iran and Iran, and I lost 2 infantry in the result of taking these, because of course I did. Italy is taking over the Italian Horn. He just needs this. I railed units up there, so we got a sizable force here. He took out El Alamein, kind of backed everything up to here. I had 1 infantry there. He took out the Frenchmen in Tunisia. I brought the surviving European UK fleet down here and brought a couple of units, mech and an infantry down here as well as the fighter from Scotland, which I took out. I took out the sub that was here with the destroyer and the fighter. UK also railed 2 infantry and a AAA to Malaya, and then I had a fighter, 2 fighters, and a destroyer take out the cruiser that was left over in 37. I lost a destroyer. It was not a very good round for UK. I also sent up some units to Yan'an. We'll see. But right now, this is the situation as it is now. He's got a lot of fighters down here. He's got a lot of bombers and everything else, but he doesn't have a lot of ground units down here just yet. He did build a factory in Shantung. We'll see how that goes. China got to build a tank. They built a tank and an artillery, having the Yan'an, the Burma Road, intact. So he's got 3 cavalry, 3 infantry up here, bunch of infantry here, fairly sizable force. And that's what we're looking at right now. As you can see, that battleship got damaged. But that is a good little recap of our first round. Russia's not in the war yet, everybody else is. Whew. All right. Well, till next time, we'll resume tomorrow night. Not sure if we'll be able to play a full round, but I'll be ready. Till then, hopefully I can roll the dice better.